I mean, does it move like? Never mind.
No, you look great, man. You're perfect. You're in frame perfectly.
All right, welcome to FLF at FLF. Are we going to go at FloatLife Fest or at FLF?
Let's go at FloatLife Fest.
Okay, at FloatLife Fest. My name is John Grace. I am one of your co-hosts here. I'm joined by none other than FloatLife Fest organizer Justin Thompson.
What's happening, y'all? Good to see you. We're stoked to be here. First time here. We've got our buddy, good friend Bart Miller from Team Def Punks here, all the way from Florida, live with us. And we'll have Brian Lindy joining the show here from One Stop Board Shop here in just a few.
Yeah, and what we're going to do on this show is talk about all the things that are at FloatLife Fest, all the amazing sponsors that come on board, the events, the group rides, the music. There is a lot going on at FloatLife Fest. So we're just going to unpack it.
There's so much. So we've got just loads of activities planned for FloatLife Fest. As you probably saw today, maybe on our Instagram and Facebook, we're going to have a Frisbee golf tournament with Innova Discs.
Woo!
Pretty stoked about that one. It was a big deal.
Sick commercial, Bart. I liked your commercial, dude. Good job.
Thanks,
yeah.
dude. That took literally 15 minutes.
Man, it was a great edit.
So easy.
I might have to fire John Grace.
Oh, God. Bart's taking my job.
Bart's going to take your job, buddy. Just kidding. We love Bart. We love all of this. So, Bart, tell us about your first experience at FloatLife Fest. I know you have a long history with us. I mean, we're friends. We've been friends a long time. I met you at FloatLife Fest 3, kind of after your really world famous video of you shredding the gnar with your face.
Yeah.
And
body.
And body. It was a brutal one, but everybody knows it. Everybody knows the clip. I know that over the years you've proved yourself way past that nosediving guy that everybody knows. You're an incredible racer. You are super involved with your team. You do a lot of work in the community. So tell us, man, just let us know. Tell us about FloatLife in your eyes. I know, like I said, I met you at FloatLife 3, and it was pretty epic, and just it's changed over the years. As you know, you've seen it. We've, had a lot of things hit us, pandemic, venue changes.
I was about to say, which one do you want me to talk about? Because each one has been its own realm of awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's amazing. But just talk about, let us know, like, what are your favorite things about FloatLife Fest? And
gotcha.
What are you looking forward to most?
Ooh, good question. I guess to start it all off, we could talk about my first experience at FloatLife Fest, which was supposed to be FloatLife Fest 2, but I ended up missing that one and went straight to the Rebranch, which was, where was that again? It was, the Rebranch in North Carolina.
Yeah, Hendersonville, really close to Canoga, where we did EORL.
Yeah, so Christy and I, this was our very first event we'd ever been to. I don't think we'd been to anything other than this. We had no preconceived notions of what it should be like. We knew we were going to be camping in a tent, which sucked, but it was awesome there. When we pulled in, it looked like we were out in the middle of nowhere, and it wasn't like a whole lot of people were there yet. So we pulled in and we're like, oh my God, what the hell did we get ourselves into? And I didn't really know anybody. I mean, I didn't know anybody like I do now. When I went into the event, other people knew me because of the wreck, but I didn't know them personally. The first thing I remember pulling in, getting kind of chauffeured over to the right, and I remember Caleb Catron coming up to me, grabbing me as like, you're coming right next to me. And he brought me down by the river and put our tent up for us. He put the damn tent up for us, hooked us up to his generator, got us completely set up. And I was blown away by this hospitality from this guy I'd never really met before.
Yeah, it was a good one.
It didn't end there. It just kept going. Everybody that I would meet was so genuine and wanted to help. That, hey man, are you thirsty? Are you hungry? There's food being cooked over here. It was like a family that I didn't realize I'd had yet. And we had such a good experience. Christy had just started really riding. I think you remember she had that little pint. We'd just gotten that pint, and there were very few pints there. Uh,
It
and she
was
could
really new
barely
at
even
that
ride
time.
across
It
the
was
field. Oh
pints
yeah,
were super brand new at that point.
super brand new, and she could barely even make it across the field.
It
I
was a rough
just,
field.
yeah, Float Life Fest 3 was my favorite one out of all of them because it meant so much to me. It was basically my coming of age into the one wheel realm and the one wheel world, the community at large, and really Justin Thompson getting to
Oh
experience
shoot.
something like that. It would never have happened without you. And I know I missed 1 and 2, but honestly, man, like you are the whole reason this is created. These races, we start talking about, who really was the architect. Well, it was you. So
Oh
getting to
shoot. Well,
spend time around you and learn from you over these years has been, buddy, it's been truly my honor. And
well,
your
I
events, wow. I mean, your events speak for themselves. If you haven't been to a Float Life Fest event yet, you're missing out. It needs to be your first one. You will not find one that envelops everything about one wheeling like Float Life Fest does.
we are a one wheel festival, man. That's so humbling, and I
Yeah, of
appreciate you so much, Bart. You know that, and
course,
but
man.
and I've got to just throw props to this guy and his wife Chelsea Grace, because they've been with me since the beginning as well, and I couldn't have done all this
Yeah.
without these guys. Like, right, it is not all me. We had a brainchild, and John and Chelsea and I had worked together for many years on stand up paddleboard events, rafting events, kayak events, and
I've
yeah,
gotten to
we've
know
been a
both of
team.
them
We've been,
fairly well.
yeah, the Graces,
Oh yeah, I
and
love I love them.
yeah, so yeah, big props to these guys as well. I couldn't do it
Absolutely.
without them. Even you know when One Wheel asked me to be commissioner, I said there's no way I could do it on my own, and I said I couldn't come without my team, and John and Chelsea are the best team we could have, and they are a big part of ORL as well. As far as Chelsea is our numbers person for the ORL. She is, she's on it. It's amazing. It's amazing.
And
I love
props to
I love our team, and you have become a part of the team as like just an amazing friend and champion of the festival, and we love you, Bart.
well, look at Future Motion coming on early and getting the only possible man period that could be the commissioner to be the commissioner. Like
Uh,
how amazing was that? I mean, I,
shoot.
I don't know anybody else that could do the job you do. I really don't. You envelop everything that a commissioner needs to be. And over the years, it's been rough, buddy. But I mean, you've always come out with little golden bells attached to your heels.
Thanks,
It's
man.
always been
We've had
awesome.
it's a new sport. We're all learning here. This is
Yeah.
we make mistakes. We learn from our mistakes, and I feel like this has been the smoothest year yet.
I will tell you from Float Life Fest 3, that was my first real stint with racing. I knew that you guys did race. I thought I was fast. I was wrong. I got schooled really badly. I also didn't really understand how to ride off road. I think that was kind of really coming up about for me. I was too busy smearing myself across pavement to really get involved with the dirt. But I loved it so much, and I was so embarrassed by my performance that I went home. I think I told you I was like, I'm coming back and winning this fucker next year. And you know what? I trained and I trained and I trained and I came back and I lost bad. but but it
you
just
got so much
inspired me.
faster.
Oh my God. It inspired me to just, try and become something more than just that guy that was in that wreck. And your events have leveled up every year. And I know we're only at 6, but it feels like 8, or it should be 8 or something like that to me, with 3.5 and then
So
3.75.
yeah, we're actually at 7. We're actually at 7
Yeah.
technically. It's called 6, but 3.5 we snuck it in there, So it's actually
Yeah.
7, but we'll
And
keep
I'll
it.
tell you, it's the level of racing that I've noticed over these years, in the past 5 years, has gone from that very nice little dual slalom at the rebranch. It was great. It was a perfect little thing. It was kind of short, but it was long enough to really put the contestants on their toes.
You had to
Float
be on
Life
your
Fest three
game.
points. You had to be, yeah. And I mean, there was some carnage, but it was just it's nothing like it is now. Where the level that we're at now is a whole new level. I kind of stepped out of it last year. It got honestly, it got so insane at the speeds these guys are capable of carrying, and the women too, and the level that they're hitting. I just was like, I'm gonna wait till I'm 50. I'm gonna wait for that level because it's insanity. It's crazy, but it's awesome. And what else would we be doing with our time?
Oh, here he is. And it's not just the riders and more riders and the more youthful riders, but the boards have gotten so much better since that the V1s at the original FloatLife
Oh my
Fest
God.
were clanking around.
The first year our course was exactly 1.1 miles. And when you got to the bottom, you were at about 10%.
Yeah. People actually juiced
it. People do. Well, we had that was the first. Honestly, I think that was the first time I ever saw boards overheat, and it was Bodie won the first FloatLife Fest race because Mike T and all the guys he was racing in that top 4 all overheated in the heat, and Bodie just came cruising by himself. But at Mach 10, but like still, came cruising in, and we were like, "What happened?" And like nobody's like, "I don't think you can leave your board in the heat." It was kind of
definitely
weird,
not.
I remember everybody was like, "This is so weird. What happened?" Like, nobody had seen that, and so I do remember like being like kind of like, "Whoa, you can overheat? That's crazy!" And just interesting things.
All right, guys, I got to jump in here real quick. We have got. Let's bring in our special guest to the show. Justin, while I do this, do you want to introduce our special guest?
So today we've got Mr. Brian Lindy, straight out of New Jersey. Coming from One Stop Board Shop. Super excited. One Stop Board Shop is one of our presenting sponsors this year. They are bringing the whole team down from New Jersey to represent at FloatLife Fest. They will have a booth. They will have a trailer. They will be going hard. I know that they've got a lot going on. Can't wait to see Junior as well. All the boys from there and their whole staff down in North Carolina. I think Brian and I were talking the other day, they're up in the city and they kind of take it for granted. And I think sometimes, maybe I'll take it a little bit for granted being up here in Pisgah in this beautiful area. And we were talking, Brian's like, I was just like, oh, it's so cool when I've been to New York. It's such a cool, different thing. And Brian's like, I kind of feel that way about coming down to North Carolina. This is a totally different realm for me. So, we're really excited to have you on the show, Brian. Say what's up and introduce yourself.
What's going on, everyone? How you doing? I'm Brian from One Stop Board Shop. What's going on, Bart? How's it going, buddy?
What are you doing, man? I didn't even get to say you guys are a huge sponsor for the Deaf Punks, and we love you, man. We're so thankful
you and
to
Jason
you guys.
too, man. Yeah, you and Jason, man. You guys are crushing it. We are happy to be and proud to be a sponsor for the Deaf Punks team, man. 100%.
Man, you're awesome. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
All good, dude. All good. Yeah. So for anyone who's watching this that doesn't know who we are, One Stop Board Shop. We are a PEV retailer and service center in beautiful Somerville, New Jersey. We are, we do one wheels, e-skate, EUC, e-scooter, e-bike, all of it. One wheel is my personal true love. That's how I started this company. It's what I kind of got into in the PV world. I'm a boarder. I come from skateboarding, skiing, snowboarding, all that stuff. So, when I got into one wheel, it was just a natural progression. And now I ride everything, but, it depends on my mood, what we're looking to do. Fast through the streets of the city, I'm probably taking an e-skate. Or, if I want to do like big jumps on a pump track, I might take the UC. But if you're like, nah, we don't know where we're going. We have no idea what we're doing. Grab a board. You can only pick one. My right here, my one wheel.
What are you riding? What do you got back there, Brian?
My two daily riders are both XRs. I am sorry to say that my 4206, my OG, is now 4209. I'm not sorry because I don't like the firmware. I'm sorry because it's no longer the first, the hardware. I mean, I'm sorry because it's no longer 4206, and I was really proud to be able to say I was riding a 4206. But yeah, so my trail board, which is my main one, it's what started this whole thing, and then I've got my other XR as a growler set up. So that one's really my street rider. So
what's the riding like
Hell
up there,
yeah.
Brian?
So we've got a lot of areas in New Jersey that are very, very city like. So we do, we can get a lot of city riding. We have some small cities like Somerville. We are the second, like on New Jersey's like best downtown rated areas. We're the second best downtown area in New Jersey. So we do a lot of riding in Somerville, but it's a small town. So like, it's not like riding in a bigger city. We just last weekend we had Greg Welch up here, the Oak City trick comp winner, and we took a group ride out in beautiful Hoboken, and we went riding through the city of Hoboken. I think we parked in Weehawken and then rode through Hoboken. And just we kind of chilled, on the coastline by the Hudson, looking at the New York City landscape. So that was really cool. We've done that a couple of times now. And then my favorite type of riding, which is primarily why we live where we live. I mean, I can literally ride out of my driveway and then like ride onto a trail. Like I'm a trail guy. That's my thing. If I was told I could never ride street again and I could continue to ride trail, I would not be an unhappy rider.
I understand that.
I'm with you there
completely. Yeah, I think we're all on that same track.
Definitely.
And stoked out. Yeah, glad you brought up Greg Welch. We're really excited. Greg's going to also be coming down to FloatLife Fest. He'll be helping us with our trick park, setting up his Pandora's box, using a lot of the FloatLife Fest park to make that happen. We'll be bringing back the original FloatLife Fest street park here because it's in North Carolina and I don't have to take it to Arkansas. So we're going to have some fun with that. So we'll have a lot of new features that we haven't had in a few years. If you didn't come to like the first three, you would never have seen these features. But super fun stuff. And we're just going to revamp some of those as well. We're psyched to have Greg here. We're also going to have Cricket coming. You may have seen his announcement today about his street style tour. He'll be doing some quarter pipe clinics, that sort of thing. Greg will be doing slippy clinics and also some clinics with Chris Richardson for us older guys that want to learn to trick and, how to sustain as older guys. So we're super excited about that. Bart will probably be teaching his how to fall down, the falling down. I still want to make the t-shirt. I really want the Kurt Russell falling down movie cover with Bart's face on it and him holding a one wheel instead of the briefcase. I've always thought it would be hilarious. So if anybody out there can make that happen for me for FloatLife Fest, I would be really appreciative.
Edgar from Float Gang. Boom.
I mean, it's such a perfect shirt. I just think it would
we
be
need to
so
commission
funny,
him,
or at least a picture for the clinic. I just think it would be so funny. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the old Falling Down Kurt Russell movie back in the 90s, but
you're really telling your age.
I'm old. I'm an old guy that still falls down and hurts himself a lot. So somehow still here though. Still here. I don't see a lot of my high school buddies out here doing this. So I feel good about it. I feel good about it.
Brian, have you ever?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the trick clinic with Greg and Cricket because after a group ride with Greg on Sunday, you're going to see Junior. For anyone who doesn't know Junior, all of you know Junior, but for anyone who doesn't, he's my brand manager here. He's in charge of all of our anytime you see a YouTube edit, coming out on our channel, that's all Junior's magic right there. So we did a whole kind of like trick clinic, Kirby Slivy Sesh clinic thing that with Greg, where he's going to kind of break down how to do slippies, and we'll be putting that up on our YouTube channel. And then Cricket, the first leg of his tour, I think we're kind of still working out the details on this, but I think the first leg of his tour, we're going to be running a clinic here at One Stop Board Shop with Cricket, and then obviously we'll all be hitting up FloatLife Fest to end his tour. So
Yeah, super fun. So you'll be spending a lot of time with those guys here real soon.
Yeah.
It's awesome. No, and that, love those guys, and they bring so much stoke to the community, just like you guys. I think that's what our community is really great about. I hear about functions and things like, John and I deal with a lot of different things in the event world, and so hear of things happening, and it's nice. Our community is pretty rad in that sense. We have a very peaceful community, and everybody gets along, and in most cases, and I feel I feel like it's good, and everything keeps progressing, and it just keeps getting better.
For sure.
It is so distracting seeing somebody haul ass behind you. Like, is it not?
I can't see. I just see it all. I'm looking at a little screen in front of me and trying not to look at the computer.
There's I think we got Allie Stanley hauling ass down at FloatLife S5 right now.
Oh,
We've got the bird's eye view. Looking good.
I know. We just want you
Moving.
to see this is what's going to be going on at FloatLife. This is what's up.
It
And
is.
actually, we went out to the event site today, which was really exciting.
Super good.
Yeah, Camp Greer is amazing. We really every time we go out there, get more stoked about it. Today we worked on what features we'll be adding to the new race course.
Forgive me. I'll be right back, guys.
So yeah, we worked on features that we're going to be
Old
adding.
man gotta pee.
I don't know what he's got going on. But so we had a great time today. We checked out, we walked the trail again that we've already been working on, the race course. And so the last few weeks of August, we will be working really hard out there on that trail some more. So if anybody has some weekdays, Tuesday to Thursday, late August, hit me up. We'd love to have you out at the camp. But we're going to be working out there on that. We will be building some pretty large wood features. Our finish line, we will probably have a drop near the finish line. There will also be a gap jump added, probably a wooden gap jump added into the course, as well as a really sweet pro line that we're going to be working on that will be a big boardwalk into about a 4-foot drop. So it'll be a pro line only, and cutting off one of the switchbacks. So we're really excited about the course this year. The finals course will definitely be a game changer and elevate the sport as we always try to do.
And
I am
want to
so
just
excited.
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead,
am
Mark.
too. One of the things is that you really don't have to participate in the racing to enjoy yourself. I'll tell you this. I raced for years, and I did not think that I was going to have anything left when I decided to kind of retire from beating the crap out of my body. I didn't retire from hauling ass and riding with all the pros and doing all that. That's fun. But as far as getting into the action, it's a little too much at my age. I mean, I don't know how some of them are doing it, but I've been enjoying myself so much just being a part of it, watching the racers. Instead of just gleaning from myself the victory or the loss or whatever it is, you're getting that from everybody, and they're really it's an emotional experience to be there and to know the riders and to really get involved. I think that Bodie Harrison said the same thing to me the other day about how he's actually getting to experience what I was talking about. He's like, oh my God, it's blowing my mind. You hate that you're not out there with your friends, but all that goes away. The minute you start watching them, all that goes away. And you just get this overwhelming sense of like respect and love for that person. And you want to be a part of that. Whether it's just standing there cheering for them midway down or what have you, it's so exciting, especially when you involve yourself with the community. So I highly advise, even if you're not a racer, to get out there and join in the festivities and really become part of it.
Absolutely. And FloatLife Fest, I've always tried to make it a very family friendly event. I want it to be something for everyone, no matter what skill level you are. And it's why we always do start Thursday with just a whole day of clinics with the pros. Like it's our, Float with the Pros Day. We do clinics all day long with different people that you've seen in the community, you maybe would like to meet. we've got a number of pros. I've talked to Jeff Adair. We're going to have Dominique Williams all the way from New Zealand, race for the rail winner, Dom. Yeah, he's going to be out here. Dom's my boy. He's the homie.
Love Dom.
And you as well, but yeah, Dom will be out. We've got Finn Holcomb. We've got a number of people here that are going to be just amazing riders that'll be coming literally straight from Race for the Rail to here to compete and go for the season championship. The first ORL season championship will be awarded this year. So this will be a cumulative points for the whole season. Add it up, and then you'll actually get points here. Those folks at Race for the Rail, they'll get points there. So, someone could win Race for the Rail, but then they could come here and someone else could take season points champion, someone you might not even expect, but they've been to every race. They've put the work in. They've been training hard, so it shows a lot when you've been to every single race. And I'm sure there's only a handful that will go to every single race.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I have a question about that.
Okay.
So those people that did go to more than 3 races, I know that you picked the top 3 to go to Race for the Rail. Does the championship count for all the races they attended?
All the races.
Okay, so if they did 5, they got 5 sets of points.
They
not
got
just
points
their
for
highest
everything. 3. And then if they go to Race for the Rail, there's only a certain amount of people getting points at Race for the Rail.
That's true. So this could be an upset, actually.
I mean, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, it could be nuts. And what's also cool is, we still are a top tier event in the ORL, so we will have those top tier cash prizes this year, which is a new thing for FloatLife Fest. We haven't done cash prizes in the past.
What are our
That is nice.
I believe I'd have to look at that. I'd have to look on the ORL page, but I believe I think it's $1,250 for the winner. I think it's $750 for second and around $500 for third, but I may be a little off on that. So don't quote those prices or those numbers. Go on the ORL onewheelracing.com and check that out for yourself. You'll also want to check out the rules, all that.
That's a lot of hooch, man.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of hooch.
Yeah, we're going to have money. We're going to have some beautiful trophies we're working on now with a few different people. We're going to make things happen. It's going to be a really fun time. And
I've never been to a FloatLife Fest where you guys didn't go all out. So it's going to be amazing. It's always been amazing.
Let's talk about the music. What do we have on?
Well, before we do that real quick, I just want to siphon off on the other side of what Bart said. So Bart's been to everything, right? So his perspective to me is kind of just absolutely invaluable. And it hypes me up in such a real way because for whatever reasons, for most of these events, life and all of that, this is my first event that's a big event. I mean, we've been to several events before, but this is our first, one, man.
Is this your first FloatLife Fest?
This is my first FloatLife Fest. This is One Stop Board Shop's first FloatLife Fest. We've never been before. Every single year, I mean, between my wife's pregnancy and then my daughter being born, and then all of the pandemic, there's been every single year, it's been like, we're going, we can't go. We're going, we can't go. And this year, we're finally going. And I can't tell you the hype level, the stoke level, the absolute mind-boggling, everything that you guys have lived for the last 5-6 years. Yeah. I'm just watching. And I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, there's going to be an absolute mental overwhelming moment for me. I know it. I'm prepared for it. I'm prepared for all right, day 1, I'm bringing everything in. Day 2, I don't know. You're just going to see Brian in the corner, just this is real. This is happening. I'm I can't, I'm so excited for that moment. I'm so excited to meet 90% of the people that I talk to on a daily basis,
that's the key.
Justin, Corey Vini and I were just talking. I mean, we talk at least once a week for the last 4 years, and I've never met him in person.
Oh, no way!
I'm gonna meet him this year. I'm so hyped for it. I can't stress enough the people, anyone else out there, who doesn't have Bart's perspective of being at every single one of these things and knowing, being prepared for that emotional overhaul of going to one of these things. Anyone out there who this is your first FloatLife Fest, join me in the stoke, guys, because I am so absolutely mother effing stoked for this. I can't even tell you I'm bringing the whole crew. We're all coming down. and we are just like, I mean, we don't get through a minute of the day without talking about it. It's just absolutely, the hype level
I
is
love
real.
that.
And
Dude,
I just
I'm
wanted
hyped
to make.
now.
Oh no, you're getting me all fired up again. And I'm like, I'm fired up. I just think I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, it's so funny too, because this is the first year we've had like a really well, we're back on campus together again. I mean, it's been since FloatLife 3 that we've been on campus together. So this is going to be epic. And it's
true.
it is truly one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. Like, talking about things to do without one wheeling, like the lake there is epic. Like, we have a huge like dock and pavilion to just chill on the lake. The finish line for our finals race ends right at the dock. So it's going to end.
God.
It's this like picturesque, awesome, beautiful spot. And I mean, the pictures from that are in itself are just going to be amazing on that finals day. But the head-to-head courses will be open for the entire event, so we'll have lots of trails there. But we're also we're at summer camp, like literally. Brian, you guys and Bart, you guys are in summer camp cabins. We stayed in them a few months ago for a trail work weekend. And it was just hilarious. It was like a bunch of grown men in bunk beds. And I mean, we were just dying laughing all night. You'd hear somebody, just funny things.
Fart. You hear somebody fart and everybody starts laughing.
Or snoring. And it would just be like these giggles. And it was hilarious. It was super funny. I know that's probably completely off, but it was so funny. And it was, I mean, I went to summer camp as a kid and I felt like I was at summer camp again, which was awesome. And just hilarious.
In my 30s going on 15, right?
I mean, that's what's up. It's so funny. I mean, it really is. It's hilarious. And you guys, you'll be right across. You're right across from our vendor area, our big pavilion. Mm-hmm. You're right next to the pump track, which is just we haven't had the pump track since FloatLife 3 as well, and we've got a new pump track through the woods that's going to be lit up all night. It's really sweet. It's just going to be fun. But frisbee golf, there's literally hiking trails. We did get permission to fish in the lake too, so all you fishermen out there, you can actually
Ben Holcomb.
Yeah,
Matt
Finn,
Holcomb.
I know he'll be bringing his, but there are bass in there. They just said don't use corn or anything like that. They want trebled hooks, that sort of thing. So real fishing, artificial lures, that sort of thing.
What's our status on the e-foils for the lake?
Well, there's no restrictions against them. We have been working to try to get an e-foil company to come out there, but thus far unsuccessful. If anybody has an in there, let me know. But I am still working on lift e-foils and trying to get them out there. We do have a local rep that's a buddy, and so trying to get him out there. But otherwise, we will have stand-up paddle boards. We'll also have canoes. We have all kinds of really fun stuff on the lake. There's a dock out in the middle of the lake you can swim to. So it's going to be really nice out there. It's just going to be, those hot summer days. We'll be able to just cool off in the lake, take it easy. There's a really cool arts and crafts building where we're going to do some technical clinics this year. So we'll have Wee Lee doing a soldering clinic, which is going to be really
nice.
Cool. Yeah, which will be really neat.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of.
That man knows how to solder.
Yeah, so we'll have some fun, interesting clinics like that. We'll probably do some tire change clinics so people know how to change the rubber on their boards. Do some stuff like that. I mean, that's what's so great about summer camp. We have an arts and crafts building that's now going to become tech clinic building. It's really fun. It's just awesome. So
yeah, and if you don't know who Wee Lee is the owner of Maker PEV, who makes the little Falkers.
Yes,
so
and
he's fairly adept with what he's doing. So.
He is, and I'm super excited. He offered to teach that workshop, and I think it's going to be some really cool. We're going to have some more workshops like that in there. Just how to break down a board, that sort of thing, figuring some things out. So stay tuned. All that scheduling will be coming out in the coming weeks. Sorry, it's not out yet, but we're always working to make sure everybody's going to be here and make sure we don't have to redo it.
Brian, are you going to post a time? Are you going to enter any of the races?
So we've been talking about that, right? And I can't tell you how tempted I am, but given that it's my first one, and I remember very, very vividly, Eric Spain, when he broke his leg, the day before FloatLife Fest, I remember talking to him and he was just so hard bummed. And, I had injured myself pretty bad back in March 2022. And that put me out for 6 months of no riding. So I am going to hit the trails and I am going to push myself. but I don't know if I'm going to enter any times because I don't know if I want to put a competition under my belt. I tend to be competitive and I tend to push myself in competitions past where I really should be going. And given my first one and I don't know what to expect, it might be best to let the guys who have been doing it do it. And I just observe and have fun and enjoy myself.
And if you change, if you change your mind, we'll always put you in there.
Yeah,
So
I was about to say if he's in rhododendron with me, right?
Either that or oak. I can't remember which one. It's right. I think it's
Either
right next
way,
door. Yeah.
Brian, you have the Def Punk's coach at your disposal.
What's up?
You should go ahead. You should go ahead and enter in because I'll tell you, when I signed up for racing, I wasn't serious about it at FloatLife 3, was I? I went down barefoot in Mandels in freaking TiVo.
Mandels.
So clearly, remember that?
I vividly remember
there's
that.
a great picture.
I do remember.
And my ankles rolled out sideways like that, and Tori just took the perfect. And this look of pain spreads across my face, and everybody just laughs because I'm wearing Tevas at freaking race. Well, that to me changed my whole life. I didn't know what to expect. Matter of fact, I was late. I was standing down there at the kombucha thing, waiting for one of those taco sandwich things early that morning, and Dom Williams came and he found me. And he said, "Get to the top of the hill. You're up." And I said, I'm kind of hungover. I don't really. He goes, "Get up to the top of the hill. They made me come get you." And I was like, okay. So I went up there, did piss poor, was embarrassed. And guess what? That changed my whole perspective, my whole mindset, my whole life. It became a very big driving factor in my one-wheeling history. And I'll tell you this, being that you guys are intimately involved in parts and such that the racers do use on their boards, I would highly advise that you take the plunge. And the only reason I said that is because with proper tutoring, which I can help you out with, and just proper understanding to where you don't have to go 100%. You run it 75 to 80% in your comfort zone, see where you stack up, but also once that adrenaline starts going, your brain works so much faster. And all of a sudden, when you get to the end of that trail, you get this sense of accomplishment that I cannot explain to you what that feels like. But also, you know what that racer needs because you yourself are now that racer. And coming from One Stop Board Shop, I think you would want everything under your belt that gives you the opportunity to figure out what the racers and everybody else wants as well. And I won't let you.
I think that's an awesome point. I think that's a great point. And what I'll say is I will probably be able to be convinced of a few things when we get there. I'm not planning on right now.
Bart just popped up on that shoulder. little tail and pitchfork. And he's like, "Just do it, man. Just do it."
Man, we need to take this screen and just set me right on his shoulder as I'm telling him that.
That story, Bart, reminds me of the very first FloatLife Fest, and we put together these races. And when we did the dual slalom, no one even knew what a dual slalom was. And the way the racers took the events and the way they plotted how they were going to win and everything from like 1 to 2 to 3, and something happened at 3, and I don't know what it was, but all of a sudden there went from 6 or 8 people who were into really trying to win the race to like 60 or 80 people who were like trying to get the race.
I still am always like that. I mean, and as Bart said, it was definitely the year that we kind of exploded, and it was like, holy cow. And it was like, I had Red Bull there that year. We had the big Red Bull Transformer
truck
DJ
thing.
Truck.
That thing was awesome. That thing was awesome.
Shout outs to Ben Hamilton, Kyle Shacker. What's up, guys? You guys killed it for us. Thank you. But this year we got Guayaki Yerba Mate on board. So we got to get them on the show. We got a new energy drink that sponsored FloatLife Fest this year. So y'all give it up for Guayaki. It's a little. We're really digging it. I've been hooked on it. Thanks, Corey Bainey.
They're the expensive stuff.
Yeah, Corey definitely got us. It's no more expensive than the little 8-ounce Red Bull.
Red Bull. Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's still expensive. But it's good.
It's so much bigger.
All right. So we need some help here. And now is the time to do this.
So we're building this championship course, and it's got probably 10 really good spots to pass. We've got some 6-8 foot drops on there. There's going to be some actual legit gaps that people have
There's
to
not
clear.
an 8 foot drop. Don't worry, y'all. There's no 8 foot drop in the race course. John's wrong.
6 foot.
There's definitely going to be some 4.
We'll see.
Look at his face. He's like 8 foot.
I was like 8
We'll
foot.
see how-
I was
we'll
like,
see how big it
nobody's going to
turns
do
out.
an 8 foot. I mean, only Noah Mead will hit that probably. Well, maybe a couple people, man.
There's a couple.
I mean, it's going to be this high. I guess I'm not 8 feet
You're
tall.
not 8 feet tall.
Anyway, we need a name for this trail. We have not come up with a name for this course.
We do need a name for the race course.
And so I want to throw that out to anybody who's watching this. You guys, people there at the board shop, whoever you talk to, Bart, we need a name for this trail. The trail is on a ridge line. So it's like on a ridge line. It's about a little over a half mile long.
Little over a half mile
6/10 of a mile long. Drops about 250 feet. Anyway,
Maybe
we
even
need
more
a
than
name.
that.
We have not come up with a name yet. So if you guys,
I'm gonna toss something into you guys. Feel free to use it. If you guys, if anyone comments on this or wherever this is gonna get put up, if someone puts up a name and picks it, Justin, hit me up and we'll get that guy a $25 OSPS gift card.
What?
Oh.
All right, you heard it
Love
here
it.
first.
Love
So
it.
whoever we pick that name, you're gonna get at least $25 from One Stop Board Shop, and we'll even throw in
Yes.
a Float Life Fest jersey for you.
There it is.
Yep.
okay.
And Death Punks will throw in one of our collab T-shirts with you too, which is looking pretty damn cool. You're gonna want one.
I will say the new Def Punks collab shirt. You and Jason have done a great job getting that dialed in. It looks really cool. So you'll want one of those
It
when we
looks
get to the
dope.
fest as well.
Definitely.
Sick.
Definitely.
Well, John, I know you asked me about music earlier, and I'd love to talk about that a little bit. We're still working on some of it as far as DJs, things like that throughout the day. We do have George from Dynavap's son. He's going to be back spinning. George Jr. He's the man. I know that is not his DJ name, but he will be back. He will. George Jr. is not. He's not DJ George Jr. But he will be back spinning. We will have DJ Chubby Knuckles, who is Mr. Adam Steele, direct from here in Asheville, and he spends a lot of old school, like real scratching. He taught Zoe Miller how to scratch some back, at Wheel Scorcher.
Yes, he did.
And then we'll also we're gonna have Brushfire Stankgrass, sick bluegrass band. They are one wheelers here in Asheville, and that'll be Friday
Nice.
night. And we're gonna have Boombox. Holy cow! Like
Boombox.
this has been something in the making for about 4 years, y'all. Boombox. I don't know. Many of you probably don't know, or I used to put on a festival called French Broad River Festival. We ran it for 24 years. It was a kind of a jam band style festival. We had a raft race. It started off as a raft race. But yeah, so in 2000, I believe it was 2008, I booked Boombox when they kind of first started out. And over the years, I would run into them and we became friends. And then one day in one of the One Wheel owners group, I saw that the lead singer for Boombox posted in there, Zion, and was like, "Hey man, I could use some advice. I'd hurt my shoulder, and I'm a musician, and I need some help." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "He One Wheels," and so I hit him up back then. I was like, "Dude, you One Wheel?" And then we even became better friends. And every time they come and play in town now for years, like he and Dom and myself would all go One Wheel and then go to the show, and like just been fun, and like they're just good dudes. But been talking to Zion. He was like, "Man, I want to play Float Life Fest." He had been watching all the videos. He knows what's up with Float Life Fest, and he's a one wheeler. He was like, "The one wheel is the machine of my dreams." This is a direct quote from him, and that was years ago when it first came out, and yeah, so we're really excited. We finally made it happen this year. So if you're not familiar with Boombox, check them out. This is Boombox on Instagram. They just got off tour with Thievery Corporation all summer, which if you're not familiar, check them out as well. Just good times. But yeah, amazing band. We're super excited to have them. They are longtime favorite band. And
we've been sneaking their music into all of our little commercials.
Yeah, you'll hear
At least one song.
Yeah, they definitely Stereo, which is a great song, one of my favorite
Great
songs
song.
by Boombox. It's an earlier song from their first album. But yeah, that's what you'll hear a lot of times in that. This is Boombox, but that's that song.
Yeah.
So yeah, good times for all you music lovers.
Let's
We're gonna
go.
have that out. We're gonna have a really sweet.
That's Saturday night.
That'll be Saturday night. And then I believe we're still figuring out which day, but if you guys know One Wheel Jesus, Kyle Klausing, and Miss Hannah Wells, they are actually getting married at FloatLife Fest, which is our first
You
wedding.
do realize they asked me to officiate it, and I have to get my officiant's license.
Oh, no way. Universal
Nice.
Life Church official.
Yeah, I'm in a ministry
Yeah.
as well. Welcome to the club.
We may have to have you stand next to me with your hand on my butt. I mean, wherever.
Oh, it's like squeeze a little tighter.
Well,
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so we're we've got a lot of stuff happening this year. It's going to be wild. We're excited. I can't wait. I'm really excited. Brian, this is your first big event. It makes me stoked to just. I know people don't know what to expect when they come to this, and so it's when they get there this year, especially. I mean, we've changed venues a lot, so. You never really know what to expect until you get there. But we're really excited. I'm more excited about this venue than any venue we've had before. Like I said, we're at summer camp. We're at Camp FloatLife Fest. It's going to be epic.
Yeah, I got to say that I'm very happy to see it come back to like a FloatLife Fest 3 style, where everybody's really in the same spot. Everybody can relax. It's if you have to get up and you have to go somewhere, that can be kind of unnerving, especially with some of the things going on there. As far as, you don't want to have a great day all day and have a few beers and then have to drive away.
No, and we're discouraging anything like that in Old Fort. We really like Old Fort's a beautiful town, but it's a very small town, and we want to be really respectful while we're in the town. We're excited. We're going to have some great nights at Hillman Brewery there, which is amazing beer, great food. But, while we're in town, I just want everybody to be chill, and we really want to have just a good vibe, and we want to be welcomed back next year. That's really the main goal this year, is to be welcomed back next year.
And it's up to
don't
us.
pull a Bart Miller.
Sure we just,
I got thrown out of the bar at like 4.
Oh God! Yes, I do recall this.
It was bad.
That's what the community.
It was my fault.
It's up to us to make sure that that we do maintain a good vibe and a good I subscribe to DBAD, right? Don't be a dick. And everyone maintains respect, and and then there won't be any issues. I mean, that's what this community is about, though. I mean, this community is about this one thing that brings so many facets of life together, and brings this melting pot of people into this one amazing culture. And as long as everyone respects everyone, whatever's going on, differences or what have you, I mean, that we have to set the example, and and it comes from the community. So 100%.
So what? You just brought up a great point. When you're online, guys, when you're on, your different forums, your different owners groups, what have you, you got a lot of people that spout off at the mouth a lot. You got a lot of people that act a certain way because they're not sitting directly in front of you. That is not the case. The way it is at FloatLife Fest and even at other events like this, that doesn't happen. That kind of stuff is strictly there is no misconceptions of what's happening here. The community polices the community when it's there, and the respect is as it should be online. It's everybody's giving everybody that mutual respect. If there is somebody that you've had beef with online, I guarantee you when you meet them in person, you're going to love that person because they have more in common with you than you really have any idea. And giving them the chance to get to know them. I mean, you might say, oh, well, I know that guy's handle. He's a real asshole. And then all of a sudden he's standing next to somebody you're talking to that's a friend. And all of a sudden, he may bring up something. And the next second, you guys are hanging out riding trails. The next second, he's one of your favorite people in the community. So you know, when we don't
You
get
put
to
it
see
aside.
each other face to face.
That's
Yeah,
what's up. Yeah. You
it's
know,
going to
we
be
have a good
awesome.
time together. That's what's really nice about this community. Even if you have differences, generally you just put them aside. You have a great weekend,
Yeah.
and that's what's up. And like, I've never seen any kind of fist fight or anything like that at a
Never.
one wheel event, which is amazing.
Not
And,
even one.
I can't say that for really any other sport. And I really love our
Nope.
community for that. And we represent ourselves well. And we just need to keep doing so. We are a sport in its early form. And if we represent ourselves poorly, it could have repercussions for years and years to come. And that is always what I've just been like. I try to just let people know that, like, it really can. Like, we're dealing with the Forest Service right now, and that can be very tricky. We're trying to get into places that we're not allowed, you know, and right now we're currently not allowed, but we really want to make that happen for us, for this community. I've seen it happen. I've had talks with other communities, and I saw some of that come to fruition this year. Like in Fruita, Colorado, I had conversations with them, and then all of a sudden we were allowed this year. So it can happen here. It can happen in other places that we're not allowed right now. We just have to represent ourselves well.
And that's, that representing, so I don't remember what group it is. So if someone's going to correct me, please do. I think it was One Wheel Arizona. They actually, the admin for that group has spent so much time volunteering at the local MTB trails that they are now, the One Wheel Arizona group, again, I think it's Arizona, correct me if I'm wrong, is now a recognized, established group within the MTB association where they are. So they are actually welcomed on the trails because they have, put out into the world outside of our little community, what we should all be putting out. And it's awesome. So Kyle Nosbrenner, he's Humbly Savage online. He's actually got
Love
so
him.
he's got the Savage Amateur Racing League here in New Jersey. So and he's my boy. That dude, his stoke level rises my stoke level every day. And he's trying to do that here. He's trying to get in, and we're helping him as much as we can. He's trying to get in here with different like Mountain Creek. I think he's working on trying to get them to officially recognize one wheeling, because you can during the off season they have an MTB course, and letting one wheelers come in and race on their platform without having this stigma. I mean, that's the kind of good vibes we need to put out there in the community and outside the community, because Justin, as you just said, dealing with certain entities can be difficult when you want to get what we're doing allowed everywhere. The number one thing that bums me out is like when we're hosting a ride or talking about something and someone goes, well, are these allowed there? If that shouldn't be a question. I mean, you're respectful in the community. You do the things you need to do. You destroy a feature of a trail, you fix it, right? And
Sure.
as long as you do that, that's what's going to bring the sport and the community, one step further. So
yeah, and those digging days, those days where you're out there digging, like when we go do that and whatever, it resonates like nobody's business.
They notice
us
when we go do it. We're going and working on trails that we're not allowed on, but we're going to put our time in. We're the new kids on the block. You got equestrians that were here first. You got mountain bikers, and then here's this other user group that they're like not really sure of. They're like, what are you guys? Where do we put you guys? How do we classify you?
Have you ever seen that video when the snowboarders first started going out on the ski hills? It's very similar to what's going on with not only one wheels, but everything PEV. So It's just so important right now to just make friends with those people and let them know we're not the boogeyman.
Absolutely.
So,
well, hey guys,
I'm the boogeyman.
You are the boogeyman.
All right. So if you come to FloatLife Fest, you've never been to a one wheel festival, even if you've never ridden a one wheel, come out. People will show you around. You'll get on a board. You'll get to sample and see what's going on with all the accessories, the whole 9 yards. If you want to do your first race, we've got racers for beginners all the way up to the best riders. If you want to do your first street comp or look at a street comp, that's there for you. If you want to learn how to ride with a professional, someone who's actually done it, so you don't get bad habits off the start, this is the place for that. If you want to see
absolutely.
If you want to see some sick music, this is the place for that. If you want to learn how to work on your board, this is the place for that. So we're trying to get everything we can in one place at this FloatLife Fest.
We're a one wheel festival. We want it all one wheel. So
Now,
what we've
hold on
always
a minute.
Oh yeah.
You guys are forgetting about this massive piece of news. What are you forgetting?
Oh God.
Disc golf, baby.
Oh, I know one thing. I mean,
Disc golf.
oh well, disc
Disc
golf.
golf,
We've not talked about
baby.
it.
No.
I mentioned it a few times.
Not even a little bit.
I mentioned it a few
He
times.
said it twice.
Yeah, I definitely mentioned it. Bart, not paying attention.
Dude, I don't pay attention. But that
Boogeyman.
is, if you
Oh,
see
boogeyman
it,
over there. Boogeyman
that's
over there.
how much.
Boogeyman
That's how
Miller.
much I'm excited about it. I really am excited about it.
No, it's going to be sick. I am really excited to have Innova discs out there. It's going to be really cool. Like that is
That'd be awesome.
Such a huge, thing. I think it's awesome. They're going to come out. They're going to run the disc golf tournament. We're going to have FloatLife Fest discs made. It's going to be really fun. And so, pick up your.
Is that going to be for
custom
everybody,
disc.
or do you just have to compete in the tournament? Like, if you just want to
anybody can go compete. What they're going to have is they're going to have scorecards. So you can do it at any time during the day or through the Friday and Saturday is when they'll be doing the actual competition. So they will have FloatLife Fest scorecards. You'll go play your 9 holes, you write your score, turn it into them, and then at the end of each day, they will have prizes for the top scores.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's gonna be really fun. Bring your golf discs, not your golf discs, get ready. And we'll have, like I said, we will have FloatLife Fest 6 discs for sale at the fest. Thanks to Innova.
Not if I buy them all out.
I know. I was like, I know. Everybody's like, I need to hold me one.
I'm like, man, everybody I know is like, get me one of those
extras.
discs. I'm like, screw you. I'm getting all of them. I'm getting all of them.
Well, that's right.
They're gonna be new.
When you said, did I forget something? I kind of did. We actually just, and speaking with getting access to trails, there was a trail that comes into the camp. It's about 3 miles long. It's got a lot of steep stuff. We weren't quite cleared to use it. But I want to give big props to Foothills Conservancy. I wrote them, I spoke with them, and they have granted us access for the whole week while we're there to Copper Ridge Trail, which basically adds, almost 3 miles of single track to what we already have on site, which is about another 3 miles.
Go.
So we've got about 6 miles of single track plus the race course plus pump track plus a whole bunch more out there. I mean, we're on 700 acres of property. It's beautiful.
Ooh, 700.
Yeah, it's bigger than Kohler. That's twice as big as Kohler, if that gives you any idea.
That's huge.
God.
And
the trails are really nice. We're not going to have any metal grates this year for people to be terrified of. But don't sell our obstacles short. We're going to have some pretty sick, new additions. 8 foot tall drops.
Yeah, we need
I thought you said it. Yeah. 8 foot.
8 foot. It's definitely 8 foot.
8 to 10.
8 foot. Right up to here. 8 foot.
All right. Well, so who are we having next week, Justin? So we're going to do this on Sundays or Mondays? What do we decide?
I think we're going to do Sunday nights. Let's do Sunday nights. Yeah, Sunday nights at 6. We're going to be releasing these in the future.
Yeah, so we'll go live next Sunday. So,
next week we will do this actually live. But this coming Sunday, we've got none other than longtime FloatLife Fest supporters and athletes, Ori Rush and Michael Wilson from Flight Fins. So we're super excited to have those guys on the show for our 2nd episode of At FloatLife Fest. And man, thank you guys. I love you guys. You guys are awesome.
You.
I'm so excited you guys.
Thank you.
We're on our first episode
Bart, I'm
here.
So stoked to meet you in person, dude. And I'm so stoked to have One Stop Board Shop and Def Punks be rocking this thing together. Let's go.
I'm excited too, buddy. I can't wait. And Justin, and dude, we're all thanking you, man. I mean, without you and John Grace and the rest of the crew, these wouldn't exist.
We've been doing it. We've been doing this. We like it, I mean, we love this community, We wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't. None of us would be. Yeah. And it's a special thing for me. Like, I love this community. I love what we do, and I'm really proud of everything we've accomplished, and I just want to see it. I just want to see the sport elevate. Yeah.
From then to now, and now in 5 years, I can't wait.
Oh my gosh!
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, boys.
All right. Well, thanks, fellas.
It was awesome. Thank you guys for having us. Much
Stoked to see you
appreciated,
down
Justin.
here, Brian. You know, can't wait to see you down here. You and the team. It's going to be rad. We're going to have a lot of fun. And Bart, you know, you and the Millers, that Christy and Zoe, you know, always love you guys. We talk regularly, so I'll probably talk to you tomorrow.
Yep.
You know, big hugs to the Millers as well.
All right. We love you guys.
Love
All
you
right,
guys.
everybody.
Peace. Stay tuned next week. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.